The Florida River knives consist of 4 knives. The Swanee is the survival chopper. It's our largest knife, followed by the Apalachee, named after the Apalachee River in North Florida. That's our EDC, everyday carry or camp knife. Followed by the Aqua, named after the Aqua River, which is a small neck knife. And finally, there's the carver. It's the Mayaka, named after the Mayaka Indians and the Mayaka River in southwest Florida. The Florida River knives were born out of necessity. For years I've paddled and swam and surfed here all over the state of Florida, and I noticed that my knives would begin to rust in just a short amount of time. Coming out of the water and having to oil your blade every single time becomes a tedious task after a while. I thought about the different ways that I use knives, and I took my ideas, my sketches, and my notes to various knife makers around Central Florida. I connected with Chris Parker of Parker Knives USA. I brought him my sketches, my notes, my ideas, and I asked him, is this realistic? Can we make this happen? And we set our criteria. We wanted to design a knife that's affordable for the average person, but better than something you're gonna get in your major retail and outdoor stores. We wanted to use a material that's native and durable. And so we chose lignum vitae. It's a native wood to Florida. It's the densest commercially traded wood in the world. It's so dense that it doesn't have to be stabilized. It's a protected tree here in Florida and throughout the Caribbean. However, the same tree grows in Argentina. So that's where we get our handle material. Impervious to bugs, impervious to rot. It is the perfect material to use for a Florida River knife. The Florida River knives come with a Kydex sheath, handmade by Parker Knives USA. Kydex is perfect because it's lightweight and waterproof, which keeps with the ideals and concepts behind the Florida River knives. It's also affordable, so we can keep that price point down and make it available for the average person. The reason we went with Kydex on these sheets is at first we were going to use leather. But the thing about leather is leather retains moisture, and we don't want our blade to be stuck in a wet piece of leather after coming in and out of the water, or there's high humidity, rain, all the elements that we see here in Florida. You don't want to keep your knife in a leather sheath where it's going to hold that moisture in there, and that's why we went with Kydex. For the steel, we chose a 440C stainless. It's a corrosion resistant steel with a very, very good reputation. We were a little concerned at first about the structural integrity, the ruggedness, the durability of this steel, and so we put it to the test. And as you can see, it stood up very, very well. The Swanee is the survival chopper. It's the largest of the Florida River knives. It's approximately 9 inches long, evenly balanced, with 3/16 steel across the spine. The back of the steel is left at a 90 degree to allow for striking a ferro rod. We've added a few grips here and there in the handle to make it more ergonomic and feel more comfortable in your hand. You're able to choke up on the Swanee and do some fine, detailed work with it. It's followed by the Apalachee, named after the Apalachee River up in North Florida. It's a little bit smaller, similar design, just kind of scaled down just a bit, and it's the perfect everyday carry or camp knife that you would carry on your side. It's lightweight, but heavy enough to where you feel like you've got something in your hand there. It's not like a lightweight piece of titanium, but it's nice and smooth. The Aqua is a neck knife. It's a downsized version of our EDC knife with a few minute changes here and there, but with all the same structural integrity, the same materials on both the handles and the steel. And finally, there's the Mayaka knife. And the Mayaka is a special knife. It serves one purpose, and that's for carving. It's for carving spoons, it's for carving bowls, and it's for doing detailed carving work. It's a great tool to have in your set, in your knife set, when it comes to making traps and snares. And when you've got to do the finite work and work on a delicate trigger in your snare system, the Mayaka is the knife that you're going to want to reach.
We got it. split the bullet off the knife. See right there where it hit. Perfect edge. It's awesome.